So this perk here increases the amount of shots that the player shoots. Let's just run a little experiment here. Oh. Alright, take this. Yeah, I'm gonna need to put a limit on that. So, it's been a while since I've last posted anything about Abyssal Plain, my wave-based shooter with roguelike elements. So, the last time I talked about this was 10 months ago. Damn, I've really got to get quick with this. Well, I suppose it's time to finally talk about the game's perks that I teased in that video. And if you haven't seen it already, I recommend you go and watch that one after this one. So, let's get on with it. Yes, the perks. Currently, there are 31 perks in total. In this game, perks are the main way you get stronger, and are where the roguelike of the element and is where the roguelike element of the game really shines, as each run can give you different perks. At the end of every round, you'll be able to pick one of up to 4 randomly selected perks. You can also get perks from the shop. This shop will spawn in every 3 to 5 rounds after a while. Here, you can spend points to buy perks. You can get a perk multiple times, and each tier will increase how effective it is, but also make it more expensive in the shop. And yes, the UI is still not done. Now that we've got how you get them out of the way, it's time to go through them. Bear in mind, the game is still in development and will get more perks as time goes on. So subscribe to see that when it happens.
Nice.
Anyways, perk time. Up first, we got the standard buff perks. Move speed increase, damage increase, health increase, regenerate increase, and reducing the time it takes for the health regen to start. Then we got some perks that affect how your attacks work. Bullet Storm increases the fire rate. Multi-Shot changes how many shots are fired per shot. Vampire Bullet heals you for some of the damage dealt to an enemy. Sharpshooter increases your accuracy. Bounce Bullet allows shots to bounce off walls and enemies. Pierce Shot allows bullets to go through multiple enemies. Bullet Burst creates a damaging explosion on a bullet's impact. Ammo Up increases how much you can reload and how much stock ammo you have. Knockback will knock enemies back when you attack them. And Reload Burst creates a damaging explosion around you when you reload. Continuing on from weapon perks,
Let's go gambling!
are the chance perks.
Aw, dang it.
These have a percentage chance to activate whenever the perk conditions are met, and the percentage chance needed to activate them grows whenever you upgrade the perk. Starting the gambling off, we've got Stun Shot. This gives a chance to stun enemies in place every time you hit them. Next up is Electro Shot, which causes electricity to arc from the current enemy to another enemy nearby, which then has a chance to chain onto another enemy, and each level up increases how many times the lightning can be chained. Then there's Snail Shot, which has a chance to slow enemies whenever you hit them. Similar to this is Weakness Shot. This gives bullets a chance to reduce an enemy's defense, making them take more damage from any attack. Then there's Toxi Shot. This creates a poisonous cloud that deals damage to enemies inside of it. Whilst not weapon related, Close Call gives you a chance to dodge attacks, taking no damage when they hit you. How does this work? Tunnel effect, bro. Making much more sense, there's Bomb Drop. This has a chance to spawn a bomb whenever you hit an enemy, which after a very short duration will explode, dealing damage to those around it. And finally, the last chance perk is Fire Shot, which has a chance to, set enemies on fire, dealing damage to them over time. The last few perks I'm going to show off affect the gameplay more directly and give you new abilities that you can use. Support Drone will spawn in a little drone that follows you around and shoots enemies for you. Dash gives you the ability to dash in any direction with the Alt key, which can be useful for escaping projectiles and charges, and was at one point capable of skidding across the whole map. Anyway, fixed now. Slide Explode creates a small explosion whenever you slide into an enemy. Move and Shoot increases your damage the longer you're moving, and Fortify increases your damage the longer you're standing still. These two perks work better depending on your playstyle. And finally, we've got the best perk of all, Jumper Upper. A completely useless perk that just gives you the ability to jump more. I might try and give it a use in the future, but this was literally a perk I made to test out the system, so it will likely be removed. So currently, there are no other weapons or attacks in the game that the player can get. This is because I wanted the perk system to be able to change your attacks into other types. With the right perks, you go from this slow shooting single shot to a shotgun blast that can bounce around the room, or rapid fire shots that drop bombs and shocks enemies, and many, many other combinations as well. Speaking of the attacks, I'm sure you've noticed that the player model has changed, and that they are no longer holding a gun, but are still able to shoot. This is for story reasons, but that's a topic for another video. Though before moving on, I do briefly want to talk about how this perk system works. So, the perks are all stored in the data table. This determines their name, description, icon, cost in the shop, and the amount of tiers it has. Over on the player side, the player has a map of all the perks that they currently have, which is like an array, but it holds two different variables at the same index. In this case, it's the perk name and the tiers. When the player gets a perk, they check to see if they have this in their map. If not, it gives it to them. If it is there, then it makes sure it doesn't go over the highest tier. And if it's below that tier, it increases it. And yeah, you've probably seen it as well, but me whilst editing has noticed that these are a little bit inefficient. I can definitely remove some of the commands here, and it'll probably run the same. Anyway, when the perk is obtained or leveled up, the player character will see what perk has changed and run a function specific to that perk. This function will change things about the player's stats or attacks based on the perk itself, and how this works is different for each one, just due to the nature of the perks. Now, is this giant switch statement here the best way of going about it? I have no idea. If you know a better way of doing this, please let me know. But that's enough about the perk system for now. Let's move on to power-ups. These have a chance to spawn in whenever an enemy is killed, and have the power to completely flip the tables during gameplay. Currently, there are 6 power-ups. These are double points. Please don't sue me, Activision. Infinity Shot, which temporarily lets you shoot without using up ammo. Max Ammo. No, like, really, please. Insta-Kill. I'm serious, I cannot afford a lawsuit. One of my favourite power-ups, which makes you to all damage for a short while. And finally, the rarest power-up, Free Perk, which gives you a random perk for free. Wait, what? They just put that in Black Ops 7. Had this in the game months ago. Huh. Well, my ass is getting sued. Well, with that lawsuit on the way, I want to very briefly talk about a small change I did from the last video. Players now have a stock ammo which shots are reloaded from. This can be replenished by picking up shards from enemies that replenish a bit of ammo, or the max ammo power-up. This change was made during testing because I found that not being able to run out of ammo meant you never had to worry about aiming for weak spots or using melee to conserve it. Like, you didn't really have to get stronger if you could just shoot infinitely and eventually the things die. But for now, that's it for this video. I know it's a lot shorter than my previous videos, and it's also taken far too long to come out. That is completely on me. Partially, it was because I was getting used to using DaVinci Resolve instead of Adobe Premiere. But mostly, it's just me constantly rewriting the script, not thinking it was really good enough after how long it's been. Just not doing the video as much as I should have been, really. Which is something I will try and work on. There's a lot of stuff that's changed since the last video, but I kind of want to go over those more in their own videos. My aim is to try and start having videos come out at least once every 2 months. I should be able to manage that. But I've got no idea how that will go, and I found myself getting pretty stuck with this video. In any case, thank you for watching. If you want to watch more, why not check out my first Abyssal Plain devlog video, or one of the videos on the game jams I did last year. Yeah, it's been that long. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.